Sunderland has long been one of the great theatres of English football, and film star, cinema style attention now focuses on Premier League managers. We're at Sunderland's state-of-the-art Academy of Light to talk to Gus Poyet. Gus, a conversation about referees can be quite difficult, can't it?
Yes, it can be difficult, but it's something that we're talking a lot. It's part of the game. I like to talk about it. I know I need to be very careful, so what you say, but overall I think the most important thing, even before saying something about the refs, is I don't referee anymore in training. Why? Because you always got a problem. Always.
Yeah. So you used to referee in
I
training?
used to referee. Football players, I put myself as well, moan a lot, complain, not happy about any decision, so then it becomes more and more difficult, and then you don't know really what you're doing, so I give up. Now one of my first team coach who does it all the time, Charlie Otway, he gets quite busy in his job, and the players they complain, but it's part of that role, which is very, very difficult.
Does Charlie like the job, or is he trying to get out of it?
I think he likes it. I think he enjoys being in charge and telling people,
what to do.
Yeah.
But do those people take any notice?
No. No, I think it's a difficult job. I like it as it is. I'm a person, I like to talk about what happened in the weekend, Mondays, about decision referees, mistakes and things like that, because I think it's part of football.
Has that given you a greater appreciation of the difficulty of the job that referees face? The fact that you've done it in training and you've had the
Yes, it does, and especially without the repercussions and without the pressure and the a decision in training, it can create a problem for 30 seconds. A big decision in a game, we can be talking for days, and it can make a big difference between winning a league or not. I believe that over a whole season, normally it should compensate. You should have 1 or 2 against and a 1 or 2 for. It's just how you cope with those decisions on the time, because sometimes it really hurts, especially when it was from the position that we are was quite clear. Sometimes for whatever reason the referees they cannot give it.
And those post-match interviews that you invariably do, say half an hour after a game, I don't know if you feel that's long enough, but that must be very hard for you.
Well, they change it. So for you, that there is a couple of things that we need to do inside. When it's live, the games, we need to do the interviews with those people showing the game live before they finish the program. It's tough for many reasons, because you need to be careful, but the emotions, they're still there. Learning. I'm still young, I think, as a manager. I'm still learning, but I can tell you that it's not easy. It's part of the job that if we can change, we would like to change it. How? We cannot change. Yeah, well, if we host a chance to do an interview an hour later, when everything calms down and when you have time to think about it, and when you have a discussion, when you watch the action, when maybe you even talk to the referee, and then you can go and comment in a different way. Now, it's dangerous.
That's something that we can't do, of course, is interview the referee. So he's not...
If we give him time, if we give him an hour and the chance to view the actions, I would like that. I would like, because I think that, in my opinion, I can be wrong, and I accept other opinions, we will see the human side of the referee that we never see. We never listen to the referee why he gave it and why he didn't, or what was his angle, and we can analyze his position if he was right, because you can be in the wrong position as a referee. You run in the pitch, something happened, you change your run, and then you are in the wrong position and you couldn't see it. That happens to football players. You make a run to the near post, the ball went to the second, you didn't touch it. It's part of the game. Now, we don't know that. We don't, because we don't know why. And then I think people will understand the person. I know that if somebody makes too many mistakes and he gets interviewed and he keeps saying, I make a mistake, then it's going to be a problem for him the next game. I don't think it's going to be more under pressure. I think, because if I see a referee being honest and analyze an action in an honest manner and give me a proper explanation, which is common sense, I wouldn't be any bother if it's my next referee a week later or 2 weeks later. I would be even more happy to see the honesty and the understanding of the game, because remember, we are all different. You know, an action in the middle of the park that is a foul, for me, the same action in the box is a foul. But we know that there is difference because the penalty is a bigger decision than a simple foul. But if you explain it to me in a certain way that I will understand, okay, I'm happy. But it needs to be something really clear, you know, not just because it's in one part of the pitch and another. No, it's the same action.
You said just now that controversy and criticism, etc., of referees, it's all part of the game and about incidents. You're in the limelight explaining them. You've said that you'd like to see referees do likewise. So what is your avenue of communication about refereeing issues if you're not happy about a referee's performance or refereeing generally? What do you do? Is there anything?
Well, now they changed slightly. Used to be, I think the way they're doing this year is very good. We receive kind of a summary of the analysis of the game. We can put any kind of complaint by writing and tick a box if we want somebody to call us, for example, the assessor, and you can have a chat. If it's something more serious, you can talk to the big guys.
Have you had to go to the big guys?
I think it was one game that there was too many things during the game that I talked to Mark, but it's a kind of a situation where I'm trying to help and to know, because you learn. You know, there is plenty of things. You know, not to talk about something that happened to us, the action of Joe Hart. I would like to know how many people at that time thought that it was a great decision from the referee to not give that goal because he touched the ball twice. Maybe half of the population didn't know that is an indirect free kick or a retake is free kick. The other half thought it was a goal, unlucky. You know, you made a mistake. So not too many people knew that when it's a free kick inside the box, you cannot touch the ball twice until the ball is out. And if you do retake, it's not even a free kick for the opposite. We learn it because, you know, sometimes you don't know. There is plenty of little rules that people doesn't know. Now, when this thing happened, I think we all start paying attention to those things. I knew that the goalkeeper passed the ball to a player and the player touched inside the box, it was a retake. But I never expected the goalkeeper to touch the ball twice, you know. I think no one.
No.
But it's part of the game. Now, the referee was really far. Did he see it? The linesman communicate with them. I like it, the linesman flagging, because it was showing everybody that he made that decision.
Yes.
Well, now then we try to change that. It's all about the communication and the microphone. It brings a little bit of a who's seen it, when, how, who say what. But it's part of the new game that it takes time to get used, and we have to accept it.
You've got great experience at many levels. You played abroad, obviously. You're from Uruguay. You've managed at the top 3 levels in English football, so you can judge refereeing across the board. Where are we at with the standard? How would you describe it?
Me, I always say, and this is information I gave to the referee association in the past. I think it's a big gap between the football league referees and the Premier League. And I'm just saying because during my time in the lower leagues, when we had the chance to play a cup game and the Premiership referee was coming and doing that game, even if it was a game between 2 lower teams, lower division teams, it was a big difference. About the game itself, about how they manage the game, how they are in control. When maybe in the lower divisions, I think the quantity is too big for 3 divisions. My opinion was, we go 20 referees or 15 in the Premier League. I think the Championship now is massive, it's big, it's so much money in the game because everybody wants to achieve their promotion. I think the Championship needs to be separate from League 1 and League 2. I know that the teams in League 1 and League 2 won't be happy with me. This is not about being happy, this is about getting the game better. And I think you cannot have 40 referees for 3 divisions because it's nothing compared the quality of the players in League 2 to the qualities that we find now in Championship. We should have a second elite referee.
A second elite group of referees, a second tier.
And those ones need to be very close or getting closer, the gap. It's like you are a Championship player when you are 20. when you become 21, 22, 23, you need to close that gap to the Premiership because you want to play in the Premiership. And if you do, you got a chance to get up. If you don't, you're going to be a Championship player all your life. And I think the referee needs to do the same. And at the moment, there is so many in the Football League. So many. The quantity to cover with the 3 leagues is so big that for all of them to be that close to the Premier League is too difficult. Now, it's an option. I accept that it's other problems. Professionalism. Nowadays, with the football that we're moving in England in football, I think the referee they need to be professional as much as possible. And I'm talking about as close as possible to the ball.
Because at the moment we've got, say, 15 professional referees and it's their job, their sole job, but all the others are doing it on a part-time basis. So you're suggesting there should be another pool of another 15 or 20 who take it as a full-time job.
I think we should. I'm sure that the referee association will say that, to me, we don't have enough money to do it. We should find a way. Because it's a very important part of the game. Remember that it's the ones that are in charge. And when we don't talk about the referees, it means the referee was spot on.
Yes.
You know, when nobody talks about every decision he made, or it was a simple game to referee, when it's too many decisions to make, when it's too many tackles, too many fouls in the box, too many grabs, too many incidents, it becomes too difficult. And to cope with all that right, you need to be professional. You need to be a full-time job where you know everything, your research, your fitness, your strength mentally, how to cope with emotions, it needs to be spot on. And I think if you're doing, with all respect, a normal job all week, and then in the weekend you turn to a big game, it's a big change.
Finally, Gus, we're here having a conversation about referees, which can be difficult, particularly after a game. And many managers feel they simply can't say anything about referees. They can't trust themselves to say anything about referees. But I've noticed that you consistently will, that you will comment on decisions, but you somehow manage to stay on the right side of the line and avoid being charged.
I'm learning. It's tough. I think people want us to be honest. So I wouldn't like to be in a position where I need to go to the press and say, no comment.
Yeah.
Because no, it's part of the game.
You're entitled to.
Now, how you say it, why you can say, okay, we need to be careful. But we need to be careful because we are respectful people, because too many people watching, because you have to use the right words. Now, sometimes, the heart push you too much and you say a few things. I think we should be a little bit more flexible. I think we should understand our position as well. I think it's too easy to be in a table watching videos or watching managers' interviews and making decisions, I shouldn't say that. Put yourself in our place and understand why and what happened really and how much impact can have that in my job.
They get into trouble when they criticise the integrity or imply that the referee isn't being fair and is being dishonest. Would you ever level that charge?
Well, I think we never mean that it went against us. Sometimes when you say a thing, I say, I'm gonna go a little bit back and maybe I'm gonna help Warnock, for example. It can be controversy, but it's no controversy about what he said. When somebody said that, he got under pressure by the Chelsea players, you don't mean that deliberately he felt that because the Chelsea players were talking to him, he needed to make a few decisions for Chelsea. No, it's a human being which is in a position where he's been talking to people, and it make you think, maybe I make a mistake here and I don't realize, because it's part of the game now.
And you are a former Chelsea player, so you know the power of the big clubs.
Look, I accept it. I remember the first time, the law, when he changed that the goalkeeper making a penalty and being the last man who was getting sent off, I suffered that at the Bernabeu after 5 minutes, playing with Zaragoza. I went there, 5 minutes, Butragueño will pass the goalkeeper, penalty, sending off, red card, 10-10. Normal, you are away at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
And what's the problem? I know that. I know that when you play against Real Madrid, they are quicker than you, they got better qualities, and maybe you're gonna make a little bit more wrong decisions, and the referee is gonna maybe give you something that you think you don't deserve, but that's part of the game.
Wrong decisions, video appeal for you. Would you welcome that?
No, I like the Monday mornings. I like to come here at the training ground and talk about all the wrong decisions from the referees. I wouldn't like to stop the game to watch it. No, I don't. The other day, serious. I'm against that. I know that most of the managers they are for. They want the games to be spot on. No.
You love the argument, the
I love it.
debate,
It's part of
etc.
it. It's not better than to be talking about, no, he didn't do that, he didn't give the other one, he was right. Listen, I remember one. My penalty last year, 4 against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Me, live, penalty, 100%. And then I watch it. And then I listen to the commentators, that were Glenn Hoddle and Jamie Renner. And Glenn Hoddle and Jamie Renner, on the studio, watching the video, couldn't agree. One was saying it was, one was saying it was not.
Yes.
Can you stop the game for 20 minutes and make a decision to convince 2 people watching the game? It's too difficult.
No.
And then, if you decide in 20 seconds, because that's going to be the other part, the person watching the video, they're going to say, okay, you got 20 seconds. Make a decision. Huh? And then if you think, okay, yes, and that yes is for a big team, they're going to say, oh, I give it because it's a big team. And if for a small team and he didn't give it, and we're going to be in the same situation.
Yeah.
Leave it how it is. I love it. I love the controversy. It hurts when it goes against you, but sooner or later it's going to go for you.
Love talking to you.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Gus. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.